जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण everyone. So today is 12th of February. It is Monday. And it is Magha Masa or Madhava Masa, Sukla Paksham and Tadiya Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events today. So we shall quickly move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, and also he is saying the perfection of human life is to remember Narayana, Ante Narayana Smritihi. So even though one has performed so many pious activities through different paths of self-realization, like yogas, different kinds of yogas, either Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi, everything, it is Janmalapaha Parah Pumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. The finishing touch is remembering Lord Narayana, Krishna. Etavan Sankhya Yogabham Swadharma Parinistaya Janmalapaha Parah Pumsam Ante Narayana Smritihi. That is the ultimate. And so Sukadeva Goswami further says, especially the sages or the devotees who are completely free from the material entanglement, they take more pleasure in hearing Krishna Katha every moment, not only at the end of their life, but every moment. Prayena munayo rajan nivritta vidishedataha nargunyasta ramante sma gunanu katane harehe. And they ramante sma, they always take pleasure. They will be always blissful in hearing all this Krishna Katha. So in further, he is saying, and now it is coming to his personal example. Sukadeva Goswami is saying by his personal example. So he is saying today that this Srimad Bhagavatam, it is called Bhagavatam. This is the historical stories and inclusive of Brahma Samhitam, that is the Lord's pastimes. So Brahma Samhitam, it is all essence of all the Vedic knowledge. And I have received this knowledge and studied from my father, Vyasadeva. Likewise, he is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, so which he is going to recite going forward. So we are in the second canto, first chapter, verse number 8. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Aditavan Dvaparado Pitudvaipayanad Aham. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam. Idam Bhagavatam Nama. So this Bhagavatam, the Srimad Bhagavatam, with the name called is the Bhagavatam. Nama. This is called Nama. It is called with the name Bhagavatam. Puranam Brahma Samhitam. All this Vedic supplement, the historical stories. Puranam Brahma Samhitam, inclusive of all the approved as the essence of the Vedas. It is a summary of all the Vedic knowledge. Brahma Samhitam. Aditavan Dwaparado. And I have received and studied from my father in the Dwaparado, at the end of the Dwapara Yuga. So here Adav is generally it mentions in the beginning, but there is a logical explanation for it. So Dwaparado, at the end of the Dwapara Yuga. Pitadvaipayanad Aham, and from my father, and Dvaipayana Vyasadeva, Aham, I received this knowledge from my father Vyasadeva. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying what he is going to recite going forward. Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Aditavan Dvaparado Vitudvaipayanad Aham. So translation for this verse. At the end of the Dwapara Yuga, I studied this great supplement of Vedic literature named Srimad Bhagavatam, which is equal to all the Vedas, from my father, Srila Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. Okay, can I request any devotees to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, all devotees, please accept my humble obeisances, all those to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, shall I read, please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you. The statement made by Srila Shukadev Goswami that the topmost transcendentalist, who is beyond the jurisdiction of regulations and restrictions, mainly takes to the task of hearing about and glorifying the personality of Godhead, is verified by his personal example. Sukadeva Goswami, being a recognized liberated soul and the topmost transcendentalist, was accepted by all of the topmost sages present in the meeting during the last 7 days of Maharaj Parikshit. He cites from the example of his life that he himself was attracted by the transcendental activities of the Lord, and he studied Srimad Bhagavatam from his great father, Shri Dvaipayana Vyasa. Srimad Bhagavatam, or for that matter, any other scientific literature, cannot be studied at home by one's own intellectual capacity. Medical books of anatomy or physiology are available in the market, but no one can become a qualified medical practitioner simply by reading such books at home. One has to be admitted to the medical college and study the books under the guidance of learned professors. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam, the postgraduate study of the science of Godhead, can only be learned by studying it at the feet of a realized soul, like Srila Vyasadeva. Although Sukadeva Goswami was a liberated soul from the very day of his birth, he still had to take lessons of Srimad Bhagavatam from uh, from his great father Vyasadeva, who compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam under the instruction of another great soul, Shri Narad Muni. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed a learned Brahmana to study Srimad Bhagavatam from a personal Bhagavata. Srimad Bhagavatam is based on the transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, entourage, and variegatedness of the Supreme Person, and it is spoken by the incarnation of the personality of Godhead, Srila Vyasadeva. Pastimes of the Lord are executed in cooperation with his pure devotees, and consequently, historical incidents are mentioned in this great literature because they are related to Krishna. It is called Brahma Samhitam because it is a sound representative of Lord Krishna, like the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a sound incarnation of the Lord because it is spoken by the Supreme Lord. And Srimad Bhagavatam is a sound representative of the Lord because it is spoken by the incarnation of the Lord about the activities of the Lord. As stated in the beginning of this book, it is the essence of the Vedic desire tree and the natural commentation on the Brahma Sutra, the topmost philosophical thesis on the subject matter of Brahman. Vyasadeva appeared at the end of Dwapar Yuga as the son of Satyavati, and therefore the word Dwapar Adhyo, or the beginning of Dwapar Yuga in this context means just prior to the beginning of the Kali Yuga. The logic of this statement, according to Srila Jiva Goswami, is comparable to that of calling the upper portion of the tree the beginning. The root of the tree is the beginning of the tree, but in common knowledge, the upper portion of the tree is first seen. In this way, the end of the tree is accepted as its beginning. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is a beautiful purport giving some history about Srimad Bhagavatam. And so this one, so whenever in the past, Dwapare sam anuprapte tritiya yuga paryaye. So the Dwapara Yuga and Treta Yuga, they are overlapped. In that period, Vyasadeva has appeared. Tata saptathe jataha satyavakya parasharat. So this is mentioned in the third chapter of first canto that Vyasadeva at the 17th incarnation of Lord Krishna, he appeared and he has compiled all these Vedic literatures. And also this one mentions like Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishihi. He performed all the Uttama Shlokas. Uttama Shloka Charitam. That is, Uttama Shloka is Krishna Charitam, all the pastimes of the Lord. Chakara Bhagavan Rishihi. Nishresaya Lokas Dhanyam Swasti Ayadam Mahan. This great literature only for the sake of the entire humanity, for the well-being of all, Swati Ayanam, for all auspiciousness. And here Prabhupada is mentioning about the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is Adav means it is the end of the Dwapara Yuga. So having the Jiva Goswami's example. And this period also called Yuga Sanja. Yuga Sanja is generally it lasts for 2000 years, Yuga Sanja, before and after. That is, Dwapare sam anuprapte tritiya yuga paryaye. At that period, Vyasadeva has appeared. And Sukadeva Goswami, he has, even though he was knowing all the liberated soul, he learned the great literature from his father. And these liberated souls, and he cites from the example of his life that he himself was attracted by the transcendental activities of the Lord. That is Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. Atma Ramashya Munyo Nirganda Pivrukrame Kuruvanti Aityam Bhaktim Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. They'll be attracted towards this Srimad Bhagavatam, the liberated souls. That is Mad Bhaktim Labate Param Nasojishu Nasochiti Nakanksati Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. And Krishna says they will get only my devotional service who are liberated from the material activities. And this must be studied under the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master like Srila Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva has received this knowledge from the Narada Muni. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed to learn this Bhagavatam from the another Bhagavata only, not from any professional Bhagavatas. That is, otherwise, Avaishnava Mukha Buddhinam. Avaishnava Mukha Buddhinam Potam Harikatamritam. Even though Harikatha it is very pure, if we hear from the Avaishnava and it is it should not be done. Otherwise, Uttista Yata Sarpa Uttistonnam Sarpa Uttista Amrutam Yatapayaha. So this is like the Sarpa, the snake is touching the nectar, it will become poisoned. So that's why we should not hear anything from the Avaishnavas. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. It needs to be studied from only the Bhagavata. And Vyasadeva is the incarnation of Krishna only. And he has compiled all pastimes are only with the pure devotees. Avaishnavas cannot come in contact with Krishna to take place, but they have got some past incidents in relating to the devotees only. So based on that, they will come as even though sometimes we see a demonic person directly come in contact with Krishna, and that will become one pastime because they have got some pastimes. For example, like Nalakur and Kuvera in the past times, they were cursed by Narada Muni when they were taking bath in the pond. So likewise, there are many pastimes. Everyone who are coming in direct contact with Krishna, they have got pastimes. So unless they are purified or relating to Krishna and his devotees, they would not be mentioned unnecessarily in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is completely devotees and Krishna, his pure devotees. That is, and it is called Brahma Samhitam. It is also sound representation of the Lord Krishna. So Bhagavatam is it contains Atra Sargo Visargasha Sthanam Poshanam Utayah Manvantar Ishanakato Nirodha Mukti Ashrayah. Mukti Ashraya. So 10th canto is the Ashraya and everything else. There are so many 12 cantos, and it is also mentioned different parts of the Lord, like feet, legs, and then thighs, navel, and then chest, neck, and then face. Likewise, different angas of the Lord. And it contains all the natural commentation on the Brahma Sutras. Okay, so that is a few points, and everything is perfectly beautifully explained by Srila Prabhupada. That is from Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samhitam Adhitavan Dvaparado Pitu Dvaipayana Daham. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj about his pastime. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, is it a good time to add a little to it?
Yes, Mataji, please.
The last sentence was so powerful. It's all to do with, I think, pointing us to this Guru Parampara system. The root of the tree is the beginning of the tree, but is the common knowledge the upper part of the tree is first seen. In that way, the end of the tree is accepted as its beginning.
Yes.
So it is connected with the parampara system, isn't it? That's what I thought.
Yes, Mataji. So here, this is the logical explanation.
Yeah.
So Ado means in the beginning. So here, whenever it is Dwaparado means Dwapara Yuga started around 8.4 million years back. That was the actual logical question. But if we see Dwapara Yuga ended 5,000 years ago and Kali Yuga started after that. But here Dwaparado means, so it was spoken for 8 million years ago. That is what the statement mentions. So Jiva Goswami technically explaining, comparing with a tree. When we see the tree, we see the top part of it first and the bottom part at last. So giving that example, that saying that Dwapara Yuga Ado means it is at the end of the Dwapara Yuga. Just 5,000 years ago, the Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva. It is a technical explanation, logic of the statement. So that period is also called Yuga Sanyan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. And also, there is, for people who are doing book distribution, there are two good explanation about what the Bhagavad Gita is and what the Bhagavad Gita is, and the Bhagavad. If you go down in the middle bit, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Haribol there. Really beautiful, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So this Bhagavad Gita is the sound incarnation of Krishna. Lord directly spoke from his mouth. And Bhagavatam, it is pastimes of the Lord and compiled by his incarnation of the Lord. So both are Lord's incarnations only. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today it is letter to Govinda, January 8, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request the allocated devotee today to read the letter? Hare Krishna.
Gaurangi Mataji, I think, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm here. Okay. My dear Govinda Dasi, please accept my blessing. I thank you very much for your letter dated January 3, 1970. I am so much glad that you are so anxious to get me in house and make my headquarters there. The proposal is very nice because I have got experience from the help of your husband and yourself, how both of you are serviceable in my activities. You are very good secretary and your husband is a good editor. So, to keep myself under your care will certainly be a great boon. The only thing I am considering about staying in the uh, mainland because the deputies in different centers there can see me if required more quickly than they can do so in Hawaii. So the things are not yet settled up. I am staying here in a house for which they are paying 600 rent. I think so much expenditure will be a kind of luxury for me because I am a sannyasi. But at the same time, a house like this are necessary for me because it is suitable for my working. Anyway, in the next summer, I have been invited to go to Japan, and when it is fixed up, I shall start a little earlier and break my journey in Honolulu to stay with you for some days and see things practically. Your description of different fruits and flowers, especially mango, are very attractive for me. Last year, when I went to your place, I was uh, attract more from the same description, but it was rainy season and there was not much of the local fruits and flowers available. Still, it was very nice to stay there, and especially I was eating very nicely the squash vegetables daily clothed from your compound. So ultimately, Krishna's desire has to be fulfilled. Don't be in a hurry. You are engaged in more important business to organize the Hawaii Center, and I wish it may be converted into new Navadipa Dhama. In Navadipa Dhama, there is a railroad station called Samudra, and it is said that sometimes the ocean was there. So on the Pacific Ocean, if you can establish new Navadipa, that will be a great achievement. I am sure your husband, with your cooperation, will be able to do it very quickly. When I was in London, I was waiting on your clock daily because there is was severe cold. Uh, but this side is very nice. It is not cold at all. So when I get back the coat which you have sent to Boston, surely I shall utilize it properly. I am in correspondence with United Shipping and will let you know in due course about the loss you have suffered. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully read. Any take your points, Mataji?
Here is Prabhupada many things is mentioned. He talking about the husband wives Prabhuji and Mataji. Their name is I forgot. They are very uh, um, grateful because Prabhupada mentioning about them. Then he talking about new Navadipa Dham about then he went to Hawaii something London many thing yeah Govinda Dasi and her husband name is I couldn't find there Prabhuji. Then he went to London and he described many things Prabhuji. I cannot explain properly. You can do Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Any other points, dear devotees? Any additions? Okay, so in this letter, Prabhupada is also mentioning that for a sannyasi, the luxury thing, it is, it Prabhupada was mentioning, it is so much of expenditure, but still those facilities needed because sannyas, they keep on moving, their parivrajaka acharyas keep moving from one place to another place and they don't want to spend much. So that is Prabhupada's one point is mentioning. And also Prabhupada is appreciating the Govindadasi and her husband's assistance. That is one point. And another is encouraging them so like develop the Hawaii as a Navadvip Dham. So just it is a island surrounded by the ocean. Likewise, it's a kind of a tip. That is my takeaway points. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to mention?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just wanted to clarify. It's a Prabhupada is saying I was wearing on your clock daily because it was severe cold. Is it coat or clock? Is it a mistake or what it is?
It is a kind of jacket. Maybe Prabhupada. They were also. I don't know if it is also called as a cloak.
It's called a cloak because it's like a raincoat. You know, you're walking around with a big coat that save you from the wind and the rain. Cloak.
Okay. Okay.
It's sleeveless outdoor garment that hangs loosely from the shoulders. So this is
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Like the nurses used to wear a little. It's like a thick shawl, but it's a coat. Well,
Okay.
it's called a cloak. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay,
And what stuck out for me, Prabhu, is that I was more or less relishing the Prabhupada was saying about the fresh fruit and vegetable which was homegrown, and he pointed out the flowers and the what you call it, the squash. I was actually relishing it as it was being read. It was so beautiful. To grow your own is always sweetest and best. And Prabhupada was hot on propagating your own vegetables and fruits.
yes. Yes. Generally, we are attracted towards those things, fruits, flowers, and everything, the beauty of the nature.
Yes, Haribo. Cleansing and nourishing, yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, and from the announcements point of view. So dear devotees, we have allocated few devotees every day, Monday to Sunday. Each day, one allocated devotee is going to read letters and also start the japa session at sharply 5:30 with Panchatattva mantra, and also ends at 6:31 with Panchatattva mantra. So if any devotees are not doing it, then I'll take, after waiting few seconds, I'll do that one. If so, just but be alert to it. So we just keep. I do not want to again remind it. So it is your day to read letter and also to the Panchatattva mantras. Okay, so that is one thing. And tomorrow, Tuesday, we have got our session, preaching session with Hemlata Mataji's. Is going to speak on that one particular topic. So waiting to hear from Mataji. So Mataji does very beautiful kirtan and Mangalacharan prayers, everything very beautifully. So eager to wait to hear on the topics what Mataji is going to speak. That is upcoming event. And from the Zoom account, we are going to any excess amount will be offering to the temple on the Nityananda Trayodasi. So Trayodasi on 21st of February. We have got enough sufficient funds for the Zoom account, so excess will be paid there. Transferred, all the Lakshmi will be going to the temple. That's all from the announcements side. Thank you so much, all the devotees who have contributed so far.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just wanted to clarify one more thing. Bhagavat is mentioned. Who are the real Bhagavats these days? It is said that we must hear from the Bhagavat, not from any other Brahmanas and all. So whom to consider Bhagavat Prabhu
So,
these days?
Yes. So these days, whoever speaks only on Krishna, whoever is following the regulative principles, chanting and following the regulative principles, they speak only on Krishna, not anything else or material affairs. They are the Bhagavatas. So Bhagavatas could be fall into either Grihastha or a sannyasi or vanaprastha or brahmachari who made Krishna as the center of their life. They are Bhagavatas. You can understand when they speak, not by the dress, when they speak, whether they are speaking on only Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center, and quoting everything from the Shastras.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is from the announcements that point of view. Dear devotees, if you have got anything to share on Krishna consciousness or you wanted to say anything, kindly share. Okay, so if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude the regular session and continue with further japa. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनन्तकोटि
कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद राधे हरे
गोविंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद राधा सुभाषिनी गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram. Krishna Krishna Krishna